by having these alts, you're removing the thing that makes DayZ so special. You're really not playing DayZ anymore, in my opinion. We had our console special last week, but something came up in the comments from the video on that about a topic that absolutely blew my fucking mind. Now, I'm going to share a screen here. I did another one of my lovely polls that I love to do. But it's a great way of getting good feedback from people. And it was about a problem that was unique to console. Now, we sort of have this issue on PC, but on PC, as far as I understand, unless someone's done a workaround, and please don't say if you have, if you want to have multiple accounts of DayZ, you've got to buy multiple copies of DayZ and have different Steam accounts with them linked. You can't just create different profiles. But on consoles, now, from what I understand, on an Xbox alone, you can have up to 33 accounts on that one console. And each one of those accounts is a different instance of the game. So the theoretical example is you could raid a base and there are 5 people defending it. Each you have 10 plus alt accounts logged into that base. So every time you kill someone inside that base, they then log off of that account, join back up to the server with one of their alt accounts, and you're basically fighting a monster army. Now, in the poll here, the majority of people said they only have their main account. 90 people, 2 to 3, 30, 3 to 5, but 47 people said they've got 10 plus accounts. This blew my mind, Marks. How is this a thing for DayZ?
Kind of like a hack. What the hell?
Yeah, it seems like the game is... I don't know what the technical is. It's not linked to the one account. It seems like it's linked to the console.
Yes.
So then anybody who has the game on that console then can just log into the account. It's just a problem with console. I don't know if there's a workaround for it. I think there
is by PC.
True. Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, that's it, really, isn't it? But I mean, yeah, because I was just reading some of the comments there on the Reddit post. And some of the comments made sense, like one guy, you had an account for himself, one for his girlfriend, and one for his friend and whatnot, and that seems perfectly fine. But then you get the people who openly admit they abuse it because somebody else does it, and it's like that's not really a sound mindset to have. It's like, it's like this person done this one thing, that means I can do it. It's like, well, no, not really. That's not how it works. But at the same time, that they haven't fixed the exploit. So yes, people are going to abuse it, and if they have no intentions to, then like what do people expect? As horrible as it is to say, it's like you got to expect that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if it's there, they're going to use it.
Then you get the ones like this. Me and my clan of 10 dudes all have 3 to 4 different accounts to defend the base.
And it's like, yeah, I don't even know what to say on it, to be perfectly honest. Like, what more really can be said? It's like people who use the alt accounts, it's just a fact of console DayZ that the person you just killed will probably come back in a few minutes on an alt account and kill you. And it's like, it's just one of those things that you have to deal with on console. And until they patch that, until they make it so it's only tied to the account and you can't do anything, the console equivalent of game sharing or anything like that, then this problem is always going to be there. And there's nothing any of us here can do.
No.
Apart from raise awareness, but it's like everybody knows about it. So
I don't think they're going to fix it.
I don't.
Yeah, they have too much stuff to do. They're not going to fix it, and people are going to do it. And there's nothing you can do to stop them. It's just going to keep happening. So
yeah, but from a commercial point of view, that must be costing them a fortune. I mean, as you said, Boydie, my girlfriend, my brother, all those are people that could have potentially bought the game if they didn't have this ability to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite interesting. I thought if BI had any incentive to fix something, well, that's it.
Yeah, they would have done it a long time ago by now, but they haven't. And I mean, console, like the console DayZ has been out since 2019.
It's about 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And the fact that they still haven't fixed it. I mean, yes, I know DayZ is DayZ. What do you expect? But I mean, come on, something as simple as that major exploit, it could probably solve a lot of the duping exploits as well if you just tie it to the account instead of the console. So, what can we really do?
I was just stunned. Yeah, when someone explained it to me, and it was like, as you said, there are some perfectly legitimate uses of it, but it brought me back, and I've shared it many a time. I did a video on my YouTube channel years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, about why you need a second account for DayZ, and I just hadn't considered the implications of it. And 110%. I'm sorry, you can play DayZ however you want, but if you're using an alt account for nearly even some of the reasons that I still keep one at the coast for nails, or I keep one in case I die to a glitch or something like that. Yes, that sucks, but you're really at its core breaking the one thing that makes DayZ so unique, and that's permadeath. That's whether you're playing a PvE server, a PvP server, an RP server, it's that fact of dying and losing everything that even base building to some extent removes some of the, but it's still, that character's dead. And everything on him, unless one of your mates is there, everything on him is gone. Mm-hmm. By having these alts, you're removing the thing that makes DayZ so special. You're really not playing DayZ anymore, in my opinion, Steve.
Oh, good question. Well, I actually have not really the time to play it. Like, it's hard to find the time.
Yeah, but if you're playing like that, Steve, you're really not playing DayZ anymore, are you? You're playing
No.
You're playing DayZ Light.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sure, it's like when you take that whole permadeath away from that kind of gameplay, it's not DayZ anymore. Then you can also like implement, I don't know, sleeping bags or shit like that you can place around like in Rust and yeah.
But even then, you've still got nothing on you when you spawn. It's like that's the thing. Like no matter how much modding has come ever since modding was released for DayZ, if there's one thing that no mod has ever really changed, it's the permadeath kind of aspect. Like once your character dies, that's it. It's gone to the abyss. It's like, yeah, sure, if your mate gets your loot, fantastic. You can still run back up there, but the fact is you still died. You still lost everything. You still have to start from scratch to get to that point again. Either for you like playing the game or having a friend there. Having a bunch of alt accounts with a loadout, it's just like, I'm sorry, if I wanted to play something like that, I'd play Call of Duty. Like, if I die, yeah, sure. And yeah, sure, it's just ridiculous. And people seem to forget about that. People get way too attached to their gear. And that's just one of the unfortunate side effects of playing DayZ is gear fear.
I mean, that's a real exciting part.
Yes.
That brings the adrenaline into your blood. Like when you're really geared up with your fat character and you get in like a military area, it's always,
Even on the PvP servers, hey, Mark.
Wow.
Even on the PvP servers that you play a lot, it's still that permadeath risk of losing it all that makes those combat moments so intense, doesn't it?
Not so much on the PvP servers because you spawn back in and after a 5-minute run, you're fairly geared again. But on the less PvP servers where they're a bit more hardcore, yeah, it can be. But on the PvP ones, not really, no. But there's no need for anybody to have and not even one alt account. The only time person needs an alt account is if they run a server and they want to have one for the adminning and then one that they can just hammer event. Otherwise,
I do have one example.
You don't need it.
I do have one example, and that is for a player-run trader, where I considered, and I never ended up doing it because I still remember how much heat I copped over the Lone Wolf account video I did. But I did plan on putting my second account in so that if someone messaged the trader and said, "Is anyone there to do business?" I could log out of my other account and log back in as the trader and be there for opening for business. But I never ended up doing it. But that's probably one of the only examples I can think of where it might be viable. Other than that, and the admin
have to be a very dedicated RP or survivalist to do that. That's a lot of dedication. But
I mean, I know of one person who specifically uses an alt account between staff work and player, and that's Dumpgra.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he's the perfect example for that. Yeah, but I mean, like when it comes down to it, it's like even then he's still paid for another account that's more money for Bohemia, and it's like it's the right way to do it. You're trying to do good by your community and you're helping support in the game in some shape or form. But when you've got like 10 plus alt accounts on your fucking console just because you might die is like mate, get off your fucking high horse. Come on, don't be a twat now.
You're missing the point of the game, folks. You're missing the point of the game.
Mm-hmm.